Carrie and Tommy are about to pick your mood up with a bunch of fun in this podcast. Pick up a fragrance for Dad this Father's Day at Chemist Warehouse, the real house of fragrances.
Carrie Bickmore.
And Tommy Little.
This is Carrie and Tommy.
Yes, it is, and what a show we have for you.
Doing my Elton dance.
Big. Are you going to do that for him?
I promise I won't.
Okay.
Imagine if I did for him the same video I did for Chris.
I think he'd be less impressed.
I hope he's not listening now. We are about to be joined by Sir Elton John, and I've just had this sudden fear that he's in the waiting room to chat to us, and he's hearing some girl say, "Oh, I'm going to give him a dance."
Elton John just going, "Oh, who are we chatting to next? Oh, Carrie and Tommy. Make sure you put them on for 5 minutes before we chat to them." If we haven't made it abundantly clear, we are joined by none other than Sir Elton John. What are we waiting for?
Yeah.
Let's get into a song. We'll chat to him on the other side of this.
It's Carrie and Tommy.
Carrie and
If you
Tommy.
drive home this afternoon, it is Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little.
Well, what a treat for absolutely everyone. He needs no introduction. Please welcome Sir Elton John.
How are you guys?
Look,
Nice to talk to you.
we are just so excited to talk to you. We absolutely love you so much.
And I've had your song on repeat for days now. I had a dance party in my backyard to it last night.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm very happy with all the support I'm getting from Australia. It's quite amazing. But it doesn't surprise me because, I've had this love affair with Australia for so long. And Australia has been one of my most loyal markets and one of the best places that I can ever remember coming to visit. And my last visit there, when we got out just in time before COVID hit.
I know.
I have my kids with me and David, and we had absolute blast. So we are going to come down, hopefully, in 2022 for Christmas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we want to take our boys back up to the Barrier Reef and stay in Sydney and have fun. But they fell in love with Australia, and I didn't have to convince them about anything. But anyway, thank you for your support.
We were jealous that you were having a beach party in France listening to this tune. We wish you were having a beach party here listening to that tune. We're in lockdowns at the moment. It just looked amazing.
I know. It was an amazing thing, and it was just fun. It was just kind of on the spur of the moment. And it was one of the restaurants we love to go to, and they have a great DJ. And about 3:30 after lunch, he starts playing music, and we asked him if he could play the song. And then I got up and I sang along to it, and it was one of those kind of things that wasn't premeditated, really, but it just happened on the spur of the moment. It was just great fun, and that's what the record is, basically. It's just great fun.
Elton, do you ever feel the pressure? Like Carrie and I both saw your last tour here, and it will go down as it was one of the best concerts, if not one of the best moments of my life. And watching those people in that restaurant, seeing you pop up unannounced, would easily be one of the best moments of their life, which means for you, do you ever think, oh, crap, they're going to remember this forever?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's not the sort of thing you normally, happens when you go to a restaurant. But I have to say, they were just absolutely. It's a wonderful restaurant. It's party atmosphere every time you go, and that's it's a wonderful thing. And the DJ is fantastic. I don't know. I go there quite a lot, so I mean, they never bother me, and they're so quite used to seeing me. I'm not a recluse down here, but they were wonderful, and it was just people have gone through so much, and you're going through it so badly down there at the moment. My heart goes out to everyone in Australia. It's really tough what you guys are going through, and I have one of my best friends from school who lives in Melbourne, and I call him, he emails me, and it's awful, and I can't wait to get back out there and see you guys. And it was funny because that day in the restaurant, someone came from me, and she was Australian, and her husband.
Oh.
And they said, on behalf of all Australians who can't travel, thank you so much. And that's just typifies my relationship with Australia, basically.
Well, we do love you down here, Elton. And up next, we want to talk about your new single, obviously. It came together with a bit of Aussie help.
Yeah, we're going to do that. And plenty more with Elton John on the other side of his brand new one. This is Cold Heart, along with Panau and Dua Lipa. It's Carrie and Tommy.
Carrie and Tommy. Carrie and Tommy.
Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little for your drive home, the Savo. That is the brand new one from Elton John, Dua Lipa and Panau called Cold Heart. And we got Elton John co-hosting the show. All Arvo, guys.
We do, Elton. We can't get enough of that song. We love it here in Oz. And we love the collab with Dua Lipa, but also that you've got Aussie dance group Panau making it with you. How did that all come about? How did you meet Panau?
Years ago, I came to Sydney to do some dates. And I used to go to the Park Hyatt Hotel in Sydney, have a shower, come from LA, and go out to Virgin Records, which is sadly not there anymore because record kind of stores have closed. And I always used to buy all the local CDs. And I picked up a CD by Panau. It's called Panau. And I came home and I played it, and I absolutely fell in love with it. And I got hold of them that day via my agent down there and asked them to come for coffee the next day. And we've become friends ever since. And, they've gone from putting that first album out to doing really, really wonderful things with their career. And Peter and Nick, my estimation of them is, what they do with my old songs. I just give them the tapes and say, you can do whatever you like with them. And they did an album, Good Morning to the Night. And they've done this one. And it's basically 4 songs. It's Sacrifice, Rocket Man, Kiss the Bride, and a very obscure song from an album called Blue Moves called Where's the Shiraz. So I don't know what I'm going to get. And when this landed on my, on my lap, I listened to it and I went, this is fantastic. It would be even better maybe if there was someone else singing the Rocket Man part, because I've done that so many times. And Dua agreed to do it. We were in Los Angeles. She was in Los Angeles. I got to know her through she did our Oscar party this year. And she's just a wonderful girl, and we became friends. And so David, my husband and manager, sent her the track. She was lying by the pool, and David said, listen to it by the pool and see what you think. And she listened to it, and she went, I'm in. So it's a bit of serendipity, really. But she makes the difference on it, because I think if it had just been me all the way through, it wouldn't have been so special. But, she is special. She's had the most incredible year and a half, and I couldn't love her more.
It is a very special track. I can't help but think if I was a musician and someone called me and they said, hi, it's Elton John, I'd go, think it was a joke, and I'd go, oh, piss off, and hang up. Do you get hung up on often?
No, they came over. I do that with a lot of it. I mean, I love Australian music so much. So Winston Surfshirt, Amy Shark. There's so many great young people. And, of course, I do my radio show every week. And I feature a lot of Australian music all the time. So it's one of my things that I always liked to do before I did my radio show and I had the opportunity to play records and promote young talent. I used to go to record stores, buy the new local CDs and play them. And that's how I met Panau. And if you're interested in young artists, and you should be if you're someone like myself, because, young artists have a harder time making it nowadays because there's just not the outlets that there were when I started. You do your best and you go out and you listen to it, and that first Panau album I just loved, and I still play tracks from it on my show. So it's led to a kind of a friendship between Peter and Nick, and they became Empire of the Sun. So I've just watched them. It's like planting an acorn and a huge oak tree comes out, and I'm so proud of them. And it's just it's part of my. I'm just a fan. I would have, as a kid, I used to love to go buy records in record stores. I've always loved listening to records, and that's never gone away. And I think that's part of the reason that I love connecting with young artists.
Elton, we got to play some ads. I got to pay some bills. I got to check my Tinder. On the other side of this, though, I'd love to play some audio of when Carrie here thought she met you back in the day.
We're going to do that up next with Elton John. He is co-hosting the show, The Savo, and Carrie and Tommy.
Carrie Bickmore
and Tommy Little.
This is Carrie and Tommy.
Carrie and Tommy for your drive home, The Savo, and we have still got Elton John co-hosting with us this afternoon, guys.
Yep, and up next, Elton, we want to play you a part of our interview we did with Ed Sheeran a few weeks ago, where he says that you gave him some fashion advice.
Yeah, but just quickly now, Carrie, last time she met you, she cried and sobbed. But the thing was, Elton, we were in London at the time, and to prank her, I'd actually organised a Sir Elton John impersonator. And here was her reaction when she walked in and was surprised by who she thought was you.
Oh, my God.
Well, there you go.
Hey, sit down.
As Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell used to say, ain't nothing but the real thing, baby.
And he didn't sound like that, I will tell you. He sang to me and he did not sound anything like that.
More with Elton John co-hosting the Carrie and Tommy show up next for your Thursday afternoon.
Carrie Bickmore.
And Tommy Little.
This is Carrie and Tommy.
Carrie and Tommy for your drive home this afternoon, and we have still got Elton John co-hosting the show with us.
Hey, we've got to say, your fashion has always been so fabulous, but we had Ed Sheeran on, a mate of ours, a few weeks ago, and he actually credited you with completely changing his style. We have a little bit of
I'd
it
gone
here.
to stay with Elton John, and he was like, darling, every time you've come out for an album campaign, you look dreadful. Let me put you in touch with Donatella Versace, and she will dress you for the next video. So I basically got this like bright pink suit, an amazing shirt. It was the first time I'd been properly styled.
Well, that's true. And I said, Ed, listen, you've worn the baggy shirts and the trousers. It's got you so far, but it's now time to make a change. And about a year and a half ago, I fixed him up with Donatella Versace and got him some stuff. And so I said, listen, if you're making the Bad Habits video, you got to look great. And so I rang Donatella. She made him the clothes. And, he needs to come out with a new tour. I think he's getting a band and he's changing his stuff. So, yeah, it's he loves it. It's not as if I'm forcing him to do anything he doesn't want to do. But, we've been friends for years because I used to manage him, the X album, Multiply, and then to Divide. And now he's gone on his own with his own manager, and he's doing amazingly well, of course, as we don't all know. But yes, we're great friends, and we're really good friends. And we kid each other, and we play tricks on other. He gave me for my birthday this year. He gave me a giant marble penis.
Where is it?
Where is it? Well, I don't know if that's because I've always been a prick or not, but I suggest it's really big. I mean, it's beautifully made, but it's solid marble. I suggested David that I should put it in the garden. He said, "No, we have children." So yes, it's kind of hidden in an area in the house where they wouldn't see it. But it's a beautifully made penis. What can I tell you? What do you buy the man who has everything? A huge marble penis.
That's such a fun game of
hide and seek.
Yeah, find the dick.
Yeah. So we're great friends. We like to play tricks on each other. He's a very generous, lovely man.
Just before we let you go, Elton, I just wanted to quickly ask you about the sudden loss of Charlie Watts. That must have saddened you immensely.
Yeah, it was so sad. I mean, I knew he was very ill, but I didn't know he was going to die. And then yesterday, when David told me he was dead, it was just hit me so badly because I've known Charlie for a long time, and I put out a statement saying he was the ultimate drummer, which he was. He was a man of great style, which he was, and he was brilliant and fantastic company. He was. He looked very deadpan behind the drums, but he had a lethal, beautiful, dry sense of humor. I absolutely adored him, and I think no one's going to say a bad word about Charlie Watts. There's nothing bad you can say. He was the most brilliant musician, the most, he looked as if he was one of the Marx Brothers just shoved into the Rolling Stones. And, he was their heartbeat ever since they started. And as a musician myself, I'll tell you that he was seriously a wonderful drummer, seriously a lovely person, and they are so going to miss him, and we're all going to miss him. And thank God we have a lot of records to listen to. But to anybody out there who wants to play the drums, just listen to Charlie Watts play. He's just simple, brilliant, and it's hard to believe that he's gone. It's a huge moment for me.
Well, Elton, we are loving Cold Heart, the new track with Dua Lipa. Like I said, we've loved you for such a long time out here. We can't wait to see you on our shores again. But for now, this has been a real treat for us.
It's been an absolute pleasure, Elton. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your support. Give Australia the biggest kiss from me. We love it so much, as I told you. And I will hopefully see you all in December 22nd.
Can't wait. That's just given me
All
some
right,
hope. Some hope that the world is going to get better,
yeah.
Elton. Thank you. Thanks for your
I hope
time.
so. Thanks, Carrie. Thanks, Tommy.
Thank you, Elton.
Elton John and Dua Lipa's new track, Cold Heart, the Panau remix, is out now.
Carrie and Tommy.
For your Thursday afternoon, Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little. And if you are just joining us, well, it's definitely worth jumping online, getting the Listener app, and having a listen back to the podcast today, guys.
We're basking in the afterglow, the Elton John afterglow.
I think I've crashed a little. Like, as in,
Yeah,
it was
you
so
peaked so
great.
early in the show.
he's so amazing. I think for both of us, it was the last concerts we saw before the world.
Last year.
Yeah.
And it was
Last
huge.
year.
And he'd done that amazing tour and he'd spent so much time in Australia. And he's just, I think would he be the most famous person we've interviewed, do you think?
I had this chat earlier of would he be the most famous person in the world at the moment? And he'd have to be close.
He'd have to be close.
Yes. And unmistakable.
Yes.
So you don't go, oh, I'm not sure if that was Elton John. You know what I mean?
Well, Bickers
Except for that
does.
time that I sat in front of the impersonator and
unless
thought
the
it was
person
him.
is dressed up as Elton John. Yes, that's very true.
Do you know what I love though? It's not often you get nervous when we talk to guests.
I don't think I was nervous. I saw you. You had a bit of sweat at one stage.
I was very nervous, but this is why I know you were nervous. Listen to how you say Elton's name to him.
Elton, do you ever feel the pressure? Like Carrie and I both saw your last tour here.
I got to swallow.
I think I panicked over whether to call him Sir Elton or Elton. But
We
at
probably
least it
should have
didn't.
called him Sir Elton.
No, I think that's weird too.
Is
His
it?
face.
Sir Elton?
Yeah.
Oh, do
No.
you think he'd be offended that we didn't?
No, I mean, look,
reckon he'd
we
be
didn't sound
offended
weird.
by-
Elton, no, I don't think it doesn't sound that weird. Just give it to us one more time.
I just-
Elton.
I just love how there's no end to the stories.
No.
Like every story is someone more famous than the story before, and they're all good mates.
Because leading up to this, it's rare that I do any prep for any interviews, but we love Elton, and I was happy to start just browsing through old interviews and watching. Obviously, you don't want to ask him the same questions that he's
No.
wheeled out stories for, but have a listen to this. This was in the same chat. It's a quick,
Not the same chat with us.
No, not the same
No.
chat with us. This was chatting about. This was on Graham Norton chatting
Yeah.
about Rod Stewart, and he said the two have a very love-hate affair, and it involves a lot of pranks on each other. And then he talks about this one particular time where they were doing concerts next to each other.
Well, he had a blimp because he was playing Earls Court for about 5 nights, which I wasn't happy about, the fact that he was playing for 5 nights. And I was staying at the Inn on the Park, which is now the Four Seasons in London. I could see it hanging in the sky. So I rang up John Reed and said, Rod's got a blimp above Earls Court. Can we get it down? And I didn't say anything else, and he mysteriously got it, I think, shot down. Because
Different time.
the next time I looked, the next day it wasn't there. So I rang Rod up and said, "Oh dear, can you see your balloon, your blimp from where you are?" I said, "Oh yes, dear, I can. Isn't it fabulous?" And he looked out the window and said, "You bastard."
How great, right?
So fun.
And I thought,
Shooting
what?
down.
Well, how could you possibly top a Rod Stewart story where you shoot down a blimp? Well, enter the time that him and John Lennon were together. It was late night in a hotel room, and they were just having a bit of fun together.
We were doing cocaine, and it was like 1:30 in the morning, and there was a ring on the doorbell. And I thought, "Oh, who's this?" So it took me about 10 minutes to creep over to the eye hole and look through the door. It was at the Sherry Netherlands Hotel, and I went to him, "Andy Warhol," and John said, and so we didn't answer the door. And I said, "Why didn't you want to let Andy in?" He said, "He's always got a bloody camera with him." He said, "Nothing's safe, nothing's private with Andy." So, so I thought, God, he wouldn't let Andy Warhol in. But that's because we were high as a kite.
You've got to be pretty famous to not.
Let Andy Warhol in.
Yes. But I guess when the other guy in the room is John Lennon.
Carrie and Tommy.
Yes, it is. And if you have not downloaded the Listener app and got involved with Carrie and Tommy's $1 million Alpha Bucks, get onto it because we're going to play later on this hour.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Bickers. Not many COVID fun facts around, but I've got one.
No.
Got one for you. So you know how there's a big uptake in people getting dogs, right? Because they're at home more often.
I've got an unfun fact
No,
about that.
don't bring the.
There was a big- there was a big uptake last
Don't
year.
bring the tone down.
But there's been a lot of them,
Oh,
yeah.
God, don't. I've got a fun fact.
Okay,
for you,
but
though.
I just don't want you to be misleading.
Why? That
There's a lot of dogs being abandoned at the moment.
Okay.
Anyway, give me your fun fact.
Okay. Hang on. But what I said was not misleading. It was still true. There was a big uptake in.
Yes.
Yeah.
In people adopting dogs.
Okay. There is also. What about cats? You say. What's happening to the cats?
Does anyone care?
Yeah, who
The
cares?
cats of the. Okay. I guess we'll chuck a song on, guys.
No. What's your fun fact?
it's
Give it
been
to
good.
me. Give
It's
it to
been
me.
real fun.
What are the
No,
cats
no.
doing? I do want to know what the cats are
The
doing.
cats are grumpier and have depression because they don't like the fact that their owners are around the house all day. Because cats, as you guys have pointed out, are miserable pricks.
Did you mean
we all
cats
unhappy
or
now?
most people? I feel like that
What do you mean?
because they're
No,
everybody's
you're right.
home
Sorry,
the whole
why
day.
limited to cats? People are depressed as well. Jesse, a tune.
Carrie and Tommy. Carrie and Tommy.
For your Thursday afternoon, it is Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little.
Because Jesse sent me a incredible headline today about Tom Hanks, and I couldn't believe the headline. I read it and I went, "Wow, that's amazing!" And certainly I didn't know about it. Jess, obviously you didn't know
No,
about it
I
either,
had no
right?
idea. It was incredible.
And so I went, I'm going to click on that headline and I'm going to read that article. And I thought, oh, as I went down and I read it more and more, I realized, oh no, this isn't actually news. This is from a little while ago. And then I asked Jesse, I said, hey bro, did you read the article that you sent me? And you said,
Strictly headlines only.
yes.
Oh, he just read the headline.
But I thought, well, I guess we can still do it.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Fresh.
You heard it here first as it was happening. Breaking news
From
This one was from 2011.
with the big dog.
That's a decade ago. Why is it in the news now?
Because obviously these guys hadn't heard about it either.
Desperate times. People are running out of stuff that's not COVID to talk about.
Are you a Tom Hanks lover?
I do love Tom Hanks.
What's your favourite thing Tom Hanks has done?
I liked that movie, the airport one. The one, sorry, the
I think
one
it was
where
called The Airport.
was it
I think so.
No.
Wasn't it? What was it called?
The Terminal.
I was so close.
Terminal.
Did you
I
like-
also like him and Wilson, obviously.
Wilson.
You know, him and Wilson, his little ball. Castaway, was that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is quickly turning into a couple of mums describing movies they saw once.
But I love him since since he brought COVID to Australia. But he didn't bring it here. He just got it. He was one of the early adopters of COVID here in Australia.
Do you reckon he bought it here?
I don't. He didn't.
That's a
that
wild
was a slip
thing
of
to
the
throw out
tongue.
there. Anything else that Tom Hanks has done that you've loved? What about your kids?
Toy Story.
There we go.
Yep.
We got there.
Which one is he in
I
Toy
was
Story?
really hoping for Forrest Gump from you there.
Oh, no, I do love Forrest Gump.
Captain
you
Phillips
haven't
is pretty
seen
good.
Forrest Gump. It's such a good movie.
Yeah, but let's focus on the Toy Story stuff.
Who is he in Toy Story?
He voices, of course, Woody.
Oh, does
The
he?
main character and the cowboy. Did you not know that?
It's funny that you tell me that because remember I used to dress up as Woody for kids' play when I was going to
And you still had no idea.
No, because they used to come up to me and say, you look and sound nothing like Woody. And I never did sound like Woody, and that's because I didn't sound anything like Tom Hanks.
Yes, there you go. Well, guess what? Would it blow your mind to know that sometimes Woody is not Tom Hanks?
What do you mean?
So, back in an interview in 2011, Tom Hanks revealed to Graham Norton, what's that? Did you guys play a Graham Norton clip just before at the end of the last hour? No. Move on. Revealed to Graham Norton.
Do you
it's
think people on the
interesting-
other side of the world are saying, so Elton John revealed to Carrie and Tommy?
You won't believe what he said to Carrie and Tommy about a giant marble knob given to him by Ed Sheeran. They might actually. That might have some guts to it.
Hopefully.
And then they'll go, God, sorry, we played a Carrie and Tommy grab just before. And Carrie didn't know who Tom Hanks was in Toy Story. God, they're lovable.
So he's on Edward Norton.
He was.
No, what's his name? Graham.
Can you name an Ed Norton film?
Yeah, he's always weird in it, like scary.
So no.
No. Isn't he
But
in that
name
one,
another
Green
Tom
Mile?
Hanks one.
Is he in
Green
I
Mile?
haven't seen Green Mile. He's certainly not the lead.
I'm sure he's the guy in Green Mile, the scary one. Anyway.
So the toys that you can buy in
Yeah.
real life of Toy Story. So
What, you
Woody,
pull
the
Woody
toy,
and then
you
he
pull the
talks?
cord,
Yeah.
and he talks like this.
Ha ha! Boy, am I glad to see you. Is that you?
No, it's my brother Jim.
Is it really? That's so weird, 'cause we were on the internet, somebody said that, and we kind of, that just sounds like a load of old rubbish.
No, that was my brother Jim. They have so many...
There's a snake in my boot.
There's a snake in my boot. There are so many computer games and video things, and Jim he works on those all year long. And they said, you don't want to do this. They said, no, get my brother Jim, he'll do it. So that's my brother Jim.
That's amazing. That's incredible.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought that was an urban myth, but
It's true. Absolutely true.
Isn't that incredible?
So his brother just does the voices for him.
He does. His brother
I feel
does.
a bit robbed by that.
His brother does. No, you'd have heaps more money in your pocket.
But you didn't know it wasn't Tom Hanks in the first place.
No, but if my kid's getting a Toy Story toy, they want Tom Hanks. They don't want the brother, Jim, do they?
You don't even know it was Tom Hanks.
What do you mean?
Like, you didn't even know that Tom Hanks was Woody.
No, but the kids do.
God, Evie.
Don't ask Evie. She's got no idea.
Okay. Not only does he do the toys, Jim, he also does the video games as well as the Disney Infinity Game series. He also impersonated Tom in the Polar Express.
Oh, that's another great movie. God, Tom Hanks is amazing, isn't he?
Isn't he good?
He was also in The Green Mile.
There we go. That's good.
With Edward Norton.
How this other publication justified doing it for after a decade. Despite the interview taking place a decade ago, there are still millions of people that have no idea that Jim was the voice of the toy. We also found out some didn't know that Tom was the voice of the toy.
So what do you want to do calls on?
What does Tom Hanks do that you really like? No. I wanted to do when is your sibling filled in at work?
Great.
Give us a call.
Great.
13 10 60.
Carrie and Tommy.
The Thursday Arvo, Carrie and Tommy, and on 13 10 60. When did your sibling fill in for you at work?
Or what do you...
Did you forget to turn my mic on?
Yeah.
You're going to get my sibling to come in and be me?
Actually, you can have one of mine. There's a few going around.
Or it was fun Tom Hanks stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just before we do any of that, it's remiss of me. I've just realised
Shout out to Romani.
Swept up in the Elton John stuff that we forgot to sing and say happy birthday to our EP Sonder, whose birthday it is today. Sonder, happy birthday. I'm sorry, Elton got in the way.
We got, to be fair,
we got Elton to say happy birthday to her.
Thanks for turning my mic on, Jess. And I defer to Sir Elton John. That's right, he's an icon.
Yes.
Almost as iconic as me.
It is a good lesson out there to people having a birthday. If you're thinking, we'll just invite Elton John and expect the conversation to still be about me, you're wrong. But happy birthday, Johnny. We love you very much.
Yes, we do love you very much.
Have you got a Tom Hanks for us?
No.
Ever heard...
Sleepless in Seattle?
Oh, great movie.
Yes.
You've got mail.
Okay, we're saying stuff now. So we just said that Jim, his brother, Jim, his brother.
That was a great comp we did last year, remember?
Yes, Jim, his brother, was the voice of the toys from Toy Story, as in the toy.
The little Woody toy that you get, that you pull its back. You thought it was Tom Hanks, but it's his brother Jim.
His brother Jim. Guess what? You know how you mentioned Forrest Gump?
Yeah.
If you see Forrest Gump running and you don't see Forrest Gump's head, guess
Jim.
what?
Is
That's
it?
Jim. Yes.
No.
We just had a fantastic
twins?
call in.
Are they twins?
Hey?
Are they twins?
I don't know.
So how do they look so alike? Anyway.
He was his running double. It's listed in the credits. Isn't that amazing?
Jim really got lucky, didn't he? Being Tom's brother.
Not as lucky as Tom. I mean, your brother's a Hollywood star and you're out here running in old Tommy pants.
Headless.
Yes. Who do you want, Biggie?
Let's go to Sue. Sue, are you calling about when your brother or sister filled in for you?
No, I was calling about Tom Hanks movie.
Good on you, Sue.
What's your favourite?
There's Turner and Hooch, Sully, Big.
Yep. Great.
And Big.
Are you just on Wikipedia right now, or what's happening?
No, I have no life. I love watching movies.
Good on you, Sue. Which is your we just asked
favourite?
Favourite?
Nah, it's all right. Thanks, Sue. Let's go to Rebecca. G'day, Rebecca.
Hi.
Rebecca, are you just
favourite
please
Tom
tell
Hanks
me?
movie?
Yeah, well, my sister took my arts class back when we were at school.
Perfect.
She was a full 3 years older than me, and the teacher didn't notice till like halfway through.
Was she better than you were, Rebecca?
No. But I was better. At the same time, I took her advanced English class 3 years above me. Half of her friends didn't even notice that it was me. That I even answered some of the questions.
Did you look exactly the same?
We look quite similar. There is differences, though.
Is there? And looking back, this takes a bit of hindsight to guess this. But I remember when my brother, who was a brat at school, he forgot his recorder, so he took a ruler and he played that, and he thought he was a genius because he got away with it. But really, the teacher was just glad he shut up for a lesson, and so I was quite happy to for him to get away with it. Do you think a similar thing happens with your sisters and teachers?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. Okay. Well, it was funny because the whole idea wasn't even ours. It was one of the teachers decided to play a prank on the arts teacher.
I reckon the teachers might have been in on this one, Rebecca.
Yeah, maybe.
Rebecca, do you have a favourite Tom Hanks movie?
Oh, I don't know. Woody's pretty great.
Toy Story.
Yeah.
Michael. Should we go to Michael? We're still on air.
Carrie and Tommy.
Carrie and Tommy driving you home this afternoon thanks to Chemist Warehouse. Chemist Warehouse is the real house of fragrance this Father's Day.
I'll tell you what.
Do you want?
Well, it doesn't matter really what you want. It matters that you can get it so quickly. Firstly, the stores are open in places that have lockdowns, so you can go in and grab yourself stuff. If you're not comfortable with that, though, free shipping on stuff over $50.
Yep, or 4-hour click and collect. It's awesome. Get your dad some Hugo Boss, Tommy for men. That would be yours, yeah?
Tommy for boys.
Do you actually wear Tommy for men?
I'm not telling.
I just wonder, because I'm hoping you don't. I feel like it's weird if you wear Tommy for men.
No, I wear...
Why are you trying to be funny? Just what do you wear? What do you wear?
Why are you trying to be funny, mate?
I know.
What are you doing?
Okay, I'll give you my serious answer. I wear Gina Liano.
Hey, still to come. Yes. If Elton John for a Thursday wasn't enough, we've got $1 million up for grabs. We'll do it next.
Carrie and Tommy.
Around the country this afternoon, it is Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little.
Carrie and Tommy's $1 million Alpha Bucks. Alpha Bucks millionaire.
A Thursday feels like a good day to win $1 million buckaroos, doesn't it?
You'd take Friday off, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
And probably the rest of the year.
Every Friday, at least for the rest of the year.
No,
you do 4-day week.
If you won $1 million, Vickers, are you coming back to work?
Yes, I would rub it in all of your faces.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'd really enjoy that. Eloise, are you going back to work the next day if you won $1 million?
Probably not. I might dip into some of that annual leave.
What do you do, Eloise?
Sorry?
What work do you do?
Oh, I'm a nurse.
Oh, Eloise,
yeah, no,
you definitely need to have this money. Actually, yeah, you're not allowed to take a day off.
Eloise, I never thought I'd say this, but I hope you don't win, so you have to keep working. No, we do hope you win. $10,000 will be all yours if you get all 10 correct today. And then, of course, you go in the draw to play on $1 Million Day, and one person will walk away with a guaranteed $1 million. Eloise, you know the rules, but just to be crystal clear, I will tell you everything again. We take your first answer. Can't use the same answer twice. Pass if you don't have an answer. We'll come back to you if we have time. And the time starts at the end of your first question. Are you ready to go?
Yep.
Okay, Eloise, your letter is K. K for kingdom, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's play. Name an animal.
Kingfish.
A singer.
Pass.
A Hollywood movie.
Knowing.
A chocolate.
Kinder Surprise.
A holiday destination.
Kansas.
A condiment.
Pass.
Something healthy.
Kale.
A hobby.
I'll tell you what, Eloise,
It's such a tricky letter.
getting knowing for a Hollywood movie.
I know, amazing.
I was very impressed.
Oh, we still
I don't know where that came from.
We still had a South Park character to go and a Kardashian. Would you have known a Kardashian, Eloise?
Oh, 100%. I'm such a Kardashian fan. I wouldn't have known a South Park character, though.
No. Kyle or Kenny, apparently. I haven't seen a lot of South Park.
Yeah, I haven't
either.
seen it.
No.
I thought you were going to claim those like you weren't just reading them off the sheet.
Oh, Eloise, I'm so sorry. Amazing work that you do. Make sure you re-enter, okay?
Yeah, thanks so much for the opportunity, guys.
Carrie and Tommy. Carrie and Tommy.
Carrie and Tommy this afternoon, coming up after 5 o'clock, a clue that could win you $1 million.
Yes, that's exciting. Something that's not is, guys, there's another animal. I don't want to bring the mood down, but I'm particularly passionate about this. There is another animal on the brink of extinction.
Oh.
I know.
Sorry?
What are you going to do about it? You're going to ask me which one, or you
I'm
don't
just
care?
going to ask what you're going to do about it.
Well, you're going to ask me which one?
Okay, which one?
The scrotum frog.
Does the scrotum frog look like a scrotum?
You bet your ballsack it does, mate. There it is. There are two little scrotum frogs.
Oh, I thought it would blow
That
up.
skin is all wrinkly.
Oh, no, that was you just looking at a scrotum. There's the frog.
The photo you showed me too was one scrotum frog on another scrotum frog.
I know, it was two
scrotum
balls.
frogs, two balls.
Wasn't it great? They should have to always hang around in twos. That's cute. Anyway, I thought, well, we have to do our bit.
Has anyone ever described him as cute? I wouldn't have thought. No.
Those are cute.
No.
What do you reckon their balls look like?
Do they have balls,
I
frogs?
don't know. But I thought we should do our bit because we can't do much, but we can do something. Now, a lot of people may remember this game.
Dog, 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 bark, 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 dog.
Now, obviously, we're talking about the scrotum frog and the plight of the scrotum frog, so we're doing this.
Dog, 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 bark, 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 frog.
Now, Jesse's going to play us frog noises, and we have to guess which frogs they are.
I'm very glad you've given me a list of a
Yes.
few because I was about to say I didn't know any others other than the one you just told me, the scrotum frog and the normal frog. Green tree frog, maybe?
Yeah.
That's
Wait,
about.
are you including toads?
So we have a list of various frogs that it could be here.
Yeah.
So we have things like the fire-bellied toad, which is what we call Jesse after a curry, am I right?
Or the pottlebonk frog, which is what Jesse's also known as occasionally. Pottlebonk is such a funny word, isn't it?
Which we also have the ghost frog, which is what Jesse's exes call it.
And the poison dart frog, which is you.
Okay.
How was that the most hurtful? I'm
mean.
thrilled about it.
It was real mean. Okay, hit us with the first one, Jess. Oh.
I'm going. It's got a low sound. Does that make it a toad?
I reckon, to me, that sounds quite pottlebonky.
Pottlebonk. I'm going the fire-bellied, and you're going the pottlebonk.
I'm going to pottlebonk.
It is the pottlebonk.
Yes.
How do you know what a pottlebonk frog sounds like?
I know this sounds stupid, but it sounds like what it sounds like.
Play it again.
Pottlebonk, bonk. Pottlebonk.
All right, here's another one.
All right, here's the second one.
Green tree frog or a glass frog, I reckon. I'm going green tree.
Is it the high noise that's actually burning my ears? Or
It's
is
making
it
me think they're in
the
a
lower
tree.
noise under that?
No, I think it's the
Go
high
again?
noise.
Because then hear it under?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's the green. It's the high one.
I'm going to guess it's the glass frog.
You're both wrong.
Oh, it's the ghost.
Mm.
Oh, it's the fire-bellied toad. Oh, it's the
poison dart.
Oh, it's the oak toad.
That's a
Yeah.
toad.
It's the oak
An
toad.
oak toad sounds like a big frumpy fat thing. That sounds like a little thing making that noise.
I don't think that's the frog.
You think it's the... So what's that? Like a cricket or something?
No, I don't know.
Save it for dog, 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 bark, 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 cricket. All right, here's your third one.
Oh.
The atmosphere sounds very like it's in a jungle, which makes me think green tree frog.
I think it's Jesse after a curry. I reckon it's the fire-bellied toad.
Vickers is correct. It is the green tree frog. All right.
So have we saved it from extinction, or are we?
Do what you can. It's scrotumfrog.org
Can
is
I-
where it'd be a good place to look.
Can I ask one question?
Set up a GoFundMe.
What does the scrotum frog sound like? Do you have any of it there, Jess?
Yeah, I do actually.
That's you. Is that your new nickname? Scrotum frog.
Follow Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little on socials at Carrie Tommy Show.
That was a podcast packed full of big smiles and even bigger lols. Find big brands and even bigger savings at Chemist Warehouse and pick up a fragrance for Dad this Father's Day.